Warning.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Hope y'all are feeling fabulous today.
Of course they are. It's Warning Wednesday. Happy Warning Wednesday.
No, it's not.
What do you mean it's not? I'm on the wrong channel, guys. What's up?
Warning miércoles.
Yeah, same thing. Same thing.
I don't know why I like saying it. I just like that word, miércoles.
Yeah. You know, today is a very special day because we have an hour and 15-minute interview with Alison Hagendorf today.
Yeah, absolutely. And the first interview we did with her was awesome.
Yep.
It was a blast. And of course we love those ladies, but this is the newest one.
Yep.
And thank you very much, Paul and Guy.
Thank you both.
You guys rock for donating for this. And I thank you for waiting. You know, it's taken a long time to get to it because
It's so long.
a very long video and we're trying to get everything in our home studio built
Yeah, all
and
the
trying
things.
to work within Matt's timing and all that stuff. And unfortunately, he cannot be here for the interview because
okay.
he is out there practicing right now because he's got some stuff coming up.
Yep.
So, you know what? We're gonna sit here and hang out with you guys. Hopefully it's okay that he's not here. And real quick, I wanted to plug that we've got brand new merch and Warning Wednesday merch. So if you guys are interested in that, hit this link right there. We've got ladies tank top shirts, we've got t-shirts, we've got hats. So if you'd like to support the channel, please hit that link, and it really means a lot to us.
Thanks,
and
guys.
we hope to see all y'all out in Pomona rocking your Warning Wednesday shirts if you don't already have the Warning merch. So now, let's check out this interview. Sit back, go get your popcorn, go get your drinks, and
Yeah.
hang out with us.
Got my
And
popcorn.
we're gonna get into it, my friends. Before we do, if you like this video, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button.
Thank you.
And now, let's check it out. This is The Warning.
Second interview with Alison Hagendorf.
All right, here
we
we go. Sorry, I had to skip ahead to some of this stuff. I didn't realize there was a lot of commercials at the
We
beginning.
spared you guys.
Spare y'all that.
My guests today are three incredibly inspiring women, three sisters from Monterrey, Mexico, who have been realizing their dreams since they were little girls, paving their own path. They've toured with Muse, performed alongside Foo Fighters and Guns N' Roses, just wrapped a sold-out headline tour in Europe with Japan and North America next. They
Japan,
performed at the
bandmate.
MTV VMAs last year, igniting a new excitement for rock, and have their new album, Keep Me Fed, out this week. Danny Powell and Ale, welcome back to
Yeah.
the show.
Thank you.
I
Look at that
actually
Canadian
haven't had a repeat
tuxedo
guest before, but I
Danny's
saw you guys
got.
were gonna be in LA. I'm like, it's a must.
Oh
It's
my
a must.
God.
What
What
an
an
honor.
honor.
Need
Thank
to
you.
have you guys back. We had the best time last time.
Yes,
did.
so much fun, and we're very excited about this again. Yes.
Look at
Well,
us.
I have to tell you, because I had
They
heard
look so
prior
old.
to our
I know.
meeting that the Warning fans
grown
are the
up.
most
Yeah.
committed fans. I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then we met and I saw you live. I'm like, they really are. But now that I've put out over 50 episodes, I can say that the Warning fans, so I've connected with so many of your fans from putting out the episode last year, and we have stayed in touch.
Yep.
Because
Warning Army, baby.
I was
That's
so
awesome.
flattered because they watch all of your interviews.
Yeah.
And they really loved our interview, and it really warmed my heart. So like they actually requested it. So I'm like, this is for you, Warning.
Oh,
Aw, that was
thank you,
sweet.
Warning Army. No,
The
I feel
Warning
like, of course,
Army,
it
not
shows
Warning
that we were
fans,
super
the Warning
comfortable, and we had
Army.
so much fun that show.
And
So
they
like,
can
I
usually
get where they
tell
saw
that.
that. Yeah.
Oh, that's so awesome. I mean, it's because of you, but like, what do you think it is that's so special about your unique connection with your fans? It really is something special and unique to you guys.
Well, we love connecting with our fans. It's one of the most important things about our job, we feel. And music, at the end of the day, is about that, you know, creating that community. We love that they all are friends with each other. Like, when we started our Patreon page, I feel like that's where we kind of like started connecting a little bit more. And they all became friends with each other, even if they were like on the other side of the world.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we love to see that, and they tell us about their connections and how our music brought all of them together, and it's all been wonderful. We just came back from touring Europe, our first headlining
It's
show.
amazing.
That's great.
Oh,
That's
God,
awesome.
Yeah,
so
people
great.
traveled to
Yeah.
Europe and they rented like a tour bus, so
Yeah,
they could tour
yeah.
like
They would turn like
we would
that.
all travel together.
And
And they would travel together. And it was really funny because like in the meet and greets, they were like, now we know why you are so tired and we're not even playing the show. So we're like, yeah, this is living in a bus.
touring.
Oh my God.
Now y'all know how it
And
is.
that's true. Like they're friends with each other. Like there's a love fest amongst the comments about you guys, and they're all connecting. And I like still connect with all of them, so I know. There was only one other artist we had on the show that had something similar, and that was Damiano David of Måneskin. And
I don't even know
they
who
have
that
also
is.
such loyal fans, and it makes me so excited with this next generation of rock bands. You know,
for
with
sure.
Måneskin, TheWarning. I really do feel like we're in this exciting new era of rock for a whole new generation.
For sure.
Do you feel? Are you friends with Måneskin at all? Have you connected with them?
Why is that so familiar?
But I feel like I'm one of
VMAs.
those loyal fans.
Like there weren't a lot of rock.
Monoskin.
There weren't a lot of rock bands at the VMAs, and they were one of them, and we were one of them. There was also like Fall Out Boy was also there.
Yes.
I think Demi was also there. But like, I don't know if they know we exist, but of course we know they exist, and we're fans. Like they're great. And it's really exciting to be participating in this new wave of rock music because I feel like there's a really big fandom aspect of it. Like there are fans, like stans, that are following these new bands, including us. And it's really strange to see it in like the rock genre, but I don't.
Really?
But it still has like precedent, like because the rock fan base is always like just such a big family.
Yes.
So loyal.
And I feel like when younger people start exploring these communities, they find that it is such a like a safe space for them to like find people and enjoy music together. And we're glad that we can offer that with our music. It's amazing.
Sure. Especially with young people, because rock has been sort of like the underdog genre, you know, in recent times. So I'm personally grateful for what you're doing.
Yeah.
But I really do feel like there's like this shift happening now.
Yeah.
And you feel it too?
Yeah, and I feel like more than anything, there's a need for that energy. I don't, maybe unconsciously, but I feel like people want to just kind of like
they're gravitating
let out.
towards it.
Yeah,
Yes.
for sure.
So much has happened since we've last. I mean, I feel like the last time we were here, we really
You know,
didn't.
I know this is early to be stopping, and it's funny because I'm just thinking about what she said. She's talking about how the rock scene having this new resurgence and, you know, the new generation and becoming like, it feels like it's becoming more popular again. And I'm kind of wondering why that is. And usually like the hard rock and metal scene, there's an anger behind it, like the really hard rock and stuff. There's some kind of anger or just like grit behind it. I wonder if it's because so many people seem angry these days.
Really? I was honestly, you think?
I'm just wondering, you know, there's a lot of short fuses and anger and impatience today.
So true.
And hard rock music and metal and that kind of stuff lends itself to that feeling, you know, like it's a way to get out that aggression that you might feel.
Sure.
And I have no idea. I'm just trying to think of the psychology of it. But like, you know, if there's this new research, well, it's also because bands like TheWarning are coming out and they're amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been amazing bands coming out all the time. Maybe I feel like it's just more the resurgence because people seem angry these days.
You know, it's interesting what you said because I almost wondered if people are so grateful to have, I don't want to say pure rock because what does that mean? But just like rock versus, I feel like there was a period of time where it went from, there was a lot of great rock, then all of a sudden it was all alternative.
Grunge.
There were other things besides just rock, good old rock, whatever you interpret that to mean, right?
It kind of.
And so I wonder, which is great. I love the different perspectives, and we're curious to hear what you guys think too, because is it that people are just so grateful to have good old rock back, and you know, TheWarning, and we just did Plush a couple of days ago, and they were very reminiscent of just like good rock.
And also, to not really caveat to add to that maybe is because there isn't alternative anymore. Not alternative, but like grunge. Grunge was huge, and that's kind of when rock seemed to kind of go down a little bit.
Yeah.
But grunge is no longer, you know what I mean? Like there may be, like there's Ryan Purds out there that's bringing stuff back. And there's people that are doing that, but it is nothing like what it was in the 90s.
Yeah.
So maybe now that monster of a genre is like this now.
Yeah.
It allows rock to breathe again.
You know?
You know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
My
just
sense
thinking.
is people are just so grateful for The Rock. But anyways,
Let's keep going. Early on.
Sorry, guys.
About the history, you know, like you've been playing since you were children. I mean, this has been Ollie's entire life, you know. You've been a band for
She
over
came out
10
with a
years,
bass.
but so much has happened since we hung out, like a year ago, and I've been watching. You know, I stay on top of everything, and we mentioned, you know, MTV before, but you just got another great update about MTV. What's happening this year?
Woo! Okay.
Uh-oh.
So yes, MTV. We're super excited because we are MTV Push artists this year.
MTV Push artists.
we have got.
I don't know what that means.
Can you pause for a
The shoot was
second, please? I don't want to talk over.
I've seen the comments about
Yes,
it, but I
okay,
don't know
good.
what it means.
Yeah, I don't know what it means either. Honestly, I thought it was maybe just like a series of theirs where they were highlighting. This was just like context, I'm guessing. From what you guys said, the performances at this MTV Push, there's been a couple that have just been epic. And so we have them on the
Push
list.
is a live concert series or something?
I'm going to embarrass myself because I don't quite understand it. The context that I took from it was just a series of performances. I don't know if they're live. I don't know if they're like documentaries or what.
Oh, okay. Need to look into that.
The context from the comments, I mean, when you guys saying you need to do MTV Push. So it's a little bit of a mystery, but based on this, I want to get a little bit more smart
we'll have
in
to
your
check
comments.
that out. Yeah, for sure.
Amazing as well. We were like really in it, and we're so.
It's insane. Like, it's one of those moments. We were on tour when they told us this, and they just sent us like this presentation with like what the campaign involves and like spreadsheets and stuff like that. I started crying when I read like everything, because it was like, what the hell is going on? Like, we're at a point in our careers where things are just happening, and we have very little time to process everything until
I get it.
But you see it on a page, and you're like, oh my God. Like, we've been working our whole lives for this.
Yeah.
And like, it's starting to happen, and you see the fruits of your labor.
So happy for them.
And not only like our labor, but like our whole team.
Yes,
it was
the
just
family.
A very big like
Great
celebration
answer.
moment.
And MTV is so iconic. We're so happy that they thought of us. We're super honored to be.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And this whole week is very special because so tonight you'll be playing a special show at an iconic venue at the Sunset Strip.
Yes,
the whiskey.
Oh, boy.
Yes.
My
Yes.
old
I'll
stomping
get there.
grounds.
That's a little place for them.
Awesome.
Tiny.
I don't know what
I don't know how many times
Times
we
we
played the
played the
whiskey.
whiskey. Yeah,
we played
'cause
it a few times.
It's
Three,
so
four?
small.
I think.
Is this gonna be our fifth time playing?
No.
I think it's the fifth. I think it's gonna be the
I
fifth.
think I've played there
I know.
4
But
times
But it is so
myself.
crazy to think of like the past times that we've played the
4 or
whiskey
5 times.
and how
Yeah.
different the situation is now.
Right.
For
Like
sure.
this
Right?
is like a kind of like a private industry show. We're playing songs from our new album "Keep Me Fed" that we haven't played before, and just like it's the start of something new in a place where like I feel like it was.
Where
I don't
we
know if
have-
it was our first gig in the U.S., but it was one of our first.
It was one of
gigs.
the first
And
times.
Awesome.
the whiskey?
Yes.
Oh, that's iconic.
So.
And we
Crazy.
had like a
It's
30
nostalgic.
minute set.
I miss
We
my
had to
whiskey
get out of there.
people.
We were like the
Play.
first of like 5 bands.
We're all
Yeah.
underage.
Shout out to Chifio and Tisa out there.
And this will feel
It's
very
so
different.
little in there.
Especially when it's followed by Tomorrow.
Exactly.
Which is another. I'm just like this is your life, ladies. Like,
They got to
let's
be
talk about
exhausted.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Coming up.
So tomorrow, we are gonna be the guest musicians on Jimmy Kimmel.
I have to give you
Oh,
another.
yeah.
Oh, we know this.
Which I completely screwed up and said Fallon.
Yeah.
Or
sentence.
Oh,
posted
no.
Fallon.
Big
It's
pause
been
for a
very
second.
Under wraps.
Just sorry for the confusion last week, guys. On the Jimmy Kimmel performance that we did, I kind of joked with you guys that the secret's out. We're human. Jeremy inserted a clip that was a Jimmy Fallon clip into
I
the Jimmy
screwed
Kimmel.
up.
Yeah.
I got it so mixed up, and I was just thinking the Tonight Show.
Yeah, no,
you
you're
know,
good.
not So.
Our friends understand.
Yeah,
Thank you
yeah,
for
yeah.
your patience and your grace.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that was
Fallon.
nice.
That was Fallon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to give you another round of applause because these are major milestones.
Yeah.
I can't believe I just said that out loud.
Yeah.
Like, the sentence in and of itself,
It's
just
been very
like,
under wraps.
Yeah.
And I'm still like nervous about it. I know it's tomorrow, but it's still like it's happening.
Yeah.
Oh my God. To have those opportunities, and again, like our album is coming out on Friday.
Yeah.
So it's just like the perfect release for everything.
Yes.
everything
And
just aligned.
Everything's just the stars are aligning, and we're just kind of like going with it. But it's really crazy to be
But
living
it's
this.
because, you know, that's what luck is. You know, it's your preparation combined with opportunity. That's what luck is. And you guys have created your own luck since birth. Like since birth, you know? So all of the incessant hard work that you've been doing every day of your lives together is why you're having these opportunities. You know, I mean, you made them happen for yourselves. And that's what's really the most inspiring. And while doing it, being beautiful people. You know, and I love that about you. And that's why I just selfishly wanted to hang out again. And I want to talk about the new music in a second, but I also can't wait. You mentioned hearing the new songs live. You know, I can't wait. And this summer is going to be amazing. We're going to be doing in the fall.
Sick.
We're doing a bunch of the Danny Represents festivals, Love and Life and Aftershock. And those are like so much fun.
Yes, they are. We're so happy to be back there.
And the last time we spoke, you know, we talked about what it's like being, you know, TheWarning at not these in particular, but festivals in general. And I guarantee now when you play the festivals, it feels a little bit different, right?
Oh my God. I hadn't thought about that.
We've been noticing a change with so many things. And the steps that we're taking, like the venues that we're playing, like some of the the people that we're talking to and stuff like that. And you see a change in how people perceive you. Yes. And I don't know how how that's going to translate into like festival crowds.
Ooh.
That is kind of nerve-wracking, low-key.
Because in the beginning, I was like, oh, it's three sisters, so cute. Like, how cute. Let's see if they can play.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
You know? But now it's like a whole other day because you've proven yourself again and again and again. Not that you have to, but like you showed these people.
Thank you. Yeah.
That not only do you deserve to be there, they're lucky that you're there.
Oh.
Right?
Oh.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you. Yeah, no, we're super excited to be back there for sure.
Let's dive into the new music because I've been
you know, it's funny.
Yeah.
All right. 14 minutes in, right?
Uh-huh.
And it's funny because at the very beginning of this, it's Alison talking to Ale about her not talking.
Oh, right. And
she
that
ain't said nothing yet.
No.
But
her time's coming.
And she's like, oh, I'm comfortable and this and that. But it's like, she doesn't a lot. Like so much so far, Danny and Pao have just taken over. You know, it's 14 minutes in.
And you know, I'm an only child, so it's like, how can I even say this? But my sense is that is probably a normal dynamic with siblings.
I would agree.
As the youngest versus the two older.
Right. I would totally agree with that, especially because Pao and Danny are so outgoing when it comes to sing. Like they want to sing. They're fine being in the front and doing all that.
Yeah.
So it's just funny. I just noticed that because I'm like waiting for her to actually say some things, and it's like she's just like, no,
not yet.
Not yet.
Her time will come.
We'll give it to you soon.
Too bad because I want to just talk about it because you know how I am. I have listened to Keep Me Fed a million times already. I like favorite songs. I have favorite moments. I like know every single song. What I love about this album, and actually when I saw you guys play LA last year, you played a song, you played more live, and it wasn't even out yet.
Okay.
And I remember in that moment being like, oh, this is like a whole new thing. This is a different direction. This is an evolved direction. And I was like, I hope they kind of continue in this direction. Alternative elements, just so many more textures and you know, sonically, it's just, this album's really evolved, you know? Was that sort of intentional, kind of going to this like alternative, sort of more broad approach? Like, how did this whole tell me about the energy in the making of this album?
Right. I feel like more than the other albums, we focused a lot on what the live music was gonna be like, and I feel that kind of like pushed us a lot into like experimenting and putting everything like we want people to feel this way when we like experience the live shows as well. I mean, of course, where each song took us, we went with it. You know, we didn't want to do anything that wasn't, you know, good for the song.
Right.
But you're right. We did like challenge ourselves and experimented sonically in ways that we hadn't thought before.
I feel like we pushed ourselves out of the box that we were in. We've been writing
I'm so happy about that.
for like 8 years. And we've been growing as people in those 8 years. But also I feel like we've been we found ourselves in situations where we were still finding ourselves like sonically. And I feel like with our last album Error, we found what we like were for sure. Like this is it. So after that, it's like, what are we going to be next? Like how are we going to grow from that? And I feel like that was what this album was, the process of pushing each other and exploring more things, writing with other people, finding other perspectives, finding different sounds in which to take our sound in. And
definitely a little time capsule of the era.
Oh, for sure.
And I love that you worked with Anton DeLost, who I love. So his work, so Highly Suspect and Cleopatra and Dead Poet Society are three bands in particular that I have like supported from day one.
Yeah.
Like, I love that band. When I heard you guys were working with him, I was like, yes. And I love it. And with Dan Lancaster as well, who's worked with Bring Me the Horizon and Muse.
Yeah.
What was it like working with them? It feels like it was a perfect fit.
It was magical. Serendipitous, honestly.
So we first worked with Anton for the song Sick. We actually we finished touring and we were so tired. It was like the last day we had in the US, and we had a songwriting session. And we went up to this Airbnb he was staying at, and he wasn't answering the door. He was not answering his phone, and we were like, you know what, we're so tired. If he doesn't answer in like the next 5 minutes, like we're gonna leave you. Like we're done. We were so tired. And he answered the door, and we wrote Sick, and it was just instant chemistry.
Wow.
And it was just such an amazing songwriting session, and we're so glad that we actually stayed, because none of this would have happened. But
that's awesome.
He's such bad rep about not answering the door, but I didn't live there.
Yeah.
He didn't.
You're going to say we were so tired, so we broke in and went to sleep in the Airbnb.
No.
This is actually a better story, that it worked out.
Yeah.
You wrote Sick, one of the sickest songs.
Yeah. But that's how we met Anton, and after that, we wrote more with him, and we needed to find a producer, and we were like, we worked so well with Anton. We were like, we want him to produce this whole record, and it turned out amazing. And as for Dan, we met him in the Muse tour that we had, and when we toured with Muse. And the last show in Mexico City, we were hanging out, and he was like, oh, like, let's write together. And we're like, oh, okay. No, he was like, no, but let's write together.
Yeah, because people usually say it, and they're like,
right.
He was like, no,
let's write together. And so we had like a 2-week trip to LA to like write,
which is when we
and we wrote with Dan, like the last songwriting session. It was with Dan and with Curtis Peoples, and we had no more ideas, but we wrote Hell You Call a Dream with him.
Yes, that's the song that came out.
That's the song that came out of that writing session, and it was just so amazing working with him.
So
and
that wasn't really
he wanted to
their
write again.
ideas so much then, huh?
At the
They
end
had
of,
no
like,
more
last
ideas?
year in November.
We were coming back from South
seriously.
America.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
That was hectic. We were coming back from South America, and Dan came to Monterrey with Anton, and we
Monterrey.
wrote 2 more songs, which were
Automatic
6 Feet Deep and Automatic Sun.
Yep.
6 feet deep.
And the duo was insane.
Yeah.
Quite a
That
combo.
That would have been fun to see.
Anton and Dan
perfectly.
together.
We were
they're
kind
like-
of nervous because we were like, this is either gonna go extremely well or just not work at all. And it worked extremely well. Like
It was amazing.
so amazingly
They're
together,
great.
and it was just such a great team.
And also talking about the natural evolution, challenging yourself. Error, you wrote, was like your pandemic album. You had like all the time in the world to sit in one spot and focus and overthink things and just get it out. This, you were already the warning on the rise. So you like were in between. It was probably a much more chaotic
Very
experience. Because you were like
chaotic.
touring and working when you can, then writing here.
Yeah.
It was a total
It was
opposite
insane.
for sure. And I feel like you can feel that in the music. It's like everything is so chaotic and everywhere all at once. And that's how we felt. But it pushes you to
It's
work
like
in a
progressive
different
music,
way, I feel.
progressive metal.
And it just it was what it needed to be, you know, at that moment.
And I feel like, again, like in the pandemic, we had so much time to go back to the songs, fix every single little detail, be happy with it. And here, we were writing the song one day, and we had to be extremely in love with the song that very day. Because we knew that we didn't have the the luxury of going back to it and start fixing things along the way. Because we're going to record it in a week, and that's how it's going to be for the rest of our lives, period. So
Forever.
we like really pushed ourselves to be not only like between us, but with the other songwriters to have the confidence to say like, hey, I don't like this, and we need to like it.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to
Good for
move
them.
on,
Yeah.
and the song is gonna come out like that.
That's tough
So
to do
we need
sometimes.
to really
And
all
did you
be
feel
on the
that
same
way with
page.
Anton
I
and
bet.
Dan, that you could like be honest with them?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
That's good.
And I mean, it was still something that we're shy, even though we don't look like it. But it's kind of uncomfortable sometimes when you don't know the people
Right.
and you've met them that day and you have to write a song that day and be like,
I don't like
don't like what you're proposing.
It's an intense first
Yeah.
date. It really
Yes,
is.
It really is.
And we're so not used to that because since we're sisters, we've always had that upfront honesty and everything. So our songwriting process was super like, no, let's move on. Let's just, and we're used to that, you know?
And also like, we were maybe like, we had our opinions, but we needed to be very clear about what we wanted for the album.
Yeah.
Because like, maybe we didn't like this idea, but maybe this idea was going to bring us into something else that we wanted for the album. So it's really about exploring every single little thing that we could,
So thoughtful, then.
time permitting.
Yeah.
Which,
See, that's awesome.
now that I say it out loud, it's really crazy. I don't know how,
Hectic.
that it got done so quick.
but it did. Like, it worked
glad
out.
it did. It worked
I'm
out.
so glad it did. I love this album, ladies. And
Yeah.
I know
From what we've
every
heard.
song, and you've already put out a handful of songs, and I love them. And with each one, I'm like,
Us
yes.
too.
But now that I've sat with the album as a body of work, there's two songs in particular that I love that I would like to bring up, and they're not out yet.
Okay, that's exciting.
6 feet deep.
Apologize.
Apologize. That's what
Why?
everyone
I knew
keeps
you were gonna say
saying.
that.
You really?
Yeah.
She better not say too much.
There's so much dynamic in that song, and it's like unexpected. And the fact that you have
Okay.
like an acoustic like pre-chorus,
La 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 la
and it,
la.
like, comes
La, la,
around,
la, la, la.
apologize. And then you have the unexpected outro. And that song, I was
We
like,
haven't done
this
it yet,
just
so we don't
shows
wanna know
how
about it.
multidimensional TheWarning are. And then it also kind of made me want to hear more of like maybe acoustic and piano at points. I was kind of like, this is interesting. Maybe in the future, it could be another evolution. Just because I like loved the dynamics.
What if they
of
did
that.
like a whole
go back
acoustic
down.
album? That would
What
be cool.
inspired
Yeah.
that song?
Oh my God. Apologize is probably the oldest song on the record. That pre-chorus, I wrote it when I think I was 14 or 15.
Oh, wow.
my
Like, it's from like
God.
2016.
That's
like, it's
unbelievable.
really
It's cool to get this
old.
kind of background
Yeah.
before we react to it.
Totally.
So I had that little part, and then I wrote some verses for the song. I had it on the piano. That's why it ends on the piano.
Yes.
Because it was, I feel like it's the only song out of the album that was like, it's one of those that had that process, like artistical
It's like the most
Warning, yeah, it's like the most warning song.
Yes.
Mhm.
It started out on the
the
piano. I had certain things, and I brought
that's
them to the
interesting.
table, and
Yeah.
we finished them all together. Then we brought Anton in. But it was also really crazy because we had all of that, but it was a mess. It was a mess of a
was a
song.
mess.
We were about to abandon it. We were like, it's just not working out. We didn't have a chorus. It would go directly into a different riff, which I wrote. That was really bad.
Yeah, like we were in the studio.
Aw.
Yeah, no, it was,
Danny's like, yes, it was really
it
bad.
was
Yes,
bad.
it was. It was terrible.
I wrote it on the piano. I'm sorry about
Danny's
that.
like,
But
I
then,
concur.
we brought it to Anton, and he just like brought new life to it in such a
Oh, I'm
magical
so glad.
way.
It's
We
magical.
wrote the chorus literally, I think, in like 2 minutes. max.
Wow.
Like we had the
Holy.
like we just
Sometimes
started
it
humming the melody.
happens.
We wrote some lyrics and we recorded it, and it just stayed there.
just worked.
I
And
feel
it
like
worked
that's
perfectly.
such a like an awesome thing about a producer, you know, like they push you to think outside the box. Like that riff in the chorus that we did not have is played with a slide.
Yes.
To get all that,
slide.
and I was just like, I had never even thought about that before.
This
'cause
is
I
gonna
didn't
be
know how
fun to
use
hear.
one, and I had
Yeah.
to learn to
Slides are crazy.
to actually record that and play this live.
It's weird to play.
It's
with
those
something
type
on your
of things
finger.
that kind of like push you to be more creative, think outside of the box, and it's exciting for us as well to do stuff that we've never done before. It's just kind of like, ooh.
That's amazing. You had to learn and play the
That's
slide.
cool.
It's so great. And then I also really love escapism.
Okay, that is
Another
awesome.
one we haven't heard.
I've showed it to
Yeah.
a few of my
Yeah.
friends, and they're also like, escapism is so cool.
Because I love the songs you put out. I love them. I don't want to talk more about them, but like those first two like that aren't released yet. I'm like, oh, I love these.
Escapism.
We maybe need to listen to these songs and then react to them anyway.
You know, well, what do you guys think about that?
Tired of waiting.
Because, well, we do have Apologize on the schedule, so that's going to be coming up, you know, in the next couple weeks. And we do have another one, I believe, Sharks. We're going to be doing that as well. And I don't know what else, like the Truth or Dare or Drink or Dare or
Well,
something like
we
that.
have a bunch, but
This
wasn't
one I
this
haven't
album.
heard of. You know what I mean? So what do you guys think? Should we do that song that they're talking about? We already got Apologize, but this one, should we do this? With Escapism?
yeah.
If you guys would like to help this channel and support us, it would be awesome and we would love you to death. And if you want us to do this, hit that request right there and
Thank you.
let us know. I mean, or you can drop comments and say yes, escapism. But that really helps us out. But
Thanks.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just rethinking this whole approach here. You know, just not based on this right here, but comments over the past year plus that we've had this channel. It's like, I think sometimes we're going to have to make decisions on whether or not we listen to the album and just react to it anyway. And come to it from a place of, look, we already heard the song. We haven't seen a video, or we want to hear it closely with you guys and point out certain things. That may help us be more knowledgeable about getting the first listen anyway.
Yeah, potentially.
I think it's worth considering anyway.
I mean, it is, but also as a consumer of reaction videos, what I really loved was seeing people blindsided by things.
I agree.
I loved seeing that.
I agree.
And when it was like a song review and they were like, I've already heard it, it has less of an impact for me.
I get that too.
So
that's why I'm hesitant to even suggest it.
What do you guys think? Drop some comments below. Let us know what you guys think.
Yeah,
and,
please.
Because we haven't heard a lot of the album yet. So,
but I want to. Sorry,
I want to. We have some songs coming up, but not the whole album. So, yeah, let's keep going.
Well, okay.
Oh.
But real quick, like I'm getting ready in the bathroom in the morning and listening to TheWarning. I've made a specific Warning playlist. It's not just TheWarning. It has like Plush on it now.
Oh,
with
Plush,
only the songs that we've heard, but they're on repeat, and I just need more.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Is fantastic. It's one of my favorites as well.
Yeah.
We wrote it in 2021 over Zoom with Boone.
That was also like a pandemic baby song.
Yeah, that was one of like our first song. It was our second songwriting session ever. And it was through Zoom in the pandemic. We were so nervous, and Boone was just so amazing. He was such a pleasure to work with. Like after that, I was like, oh, this is really fun.
Yeah, we were excited about writing with other people after that as well.
But you know what? We were like, we don't go up in the chorus like melodically. I feel like that's the first time.
But it was like something that we did intentionally. We're like, we don't want to do what we always do.
That's good. I like that.
Let's just do.
It's just like crowd vocals, like gang vocals.
Yeah, we all
just
gang vocals. See?
So it's so fun.
That song's special. That song has its own like sonic stamp. I really love that song.
Thank you.
Do you have any favorite moments on the album?
Like a moment.
Or a song, or...
I feel like my favorite absolute moment on the album is the bridge in Sharks.
Sharks.
When we head up into like that major key. And there's like the little tambourine in the background, and you're headbanging.
I can't wait to check that out.
I know.
And playing that, well, we don't play it correctly right now. We haven't had time to rehearse.
We have to rehearse.
But once we get it right,
I wonder if they're going to play it live.
Pack such a punch. I'm so sure.
That one's going to be sick live.
Yes.
Are you going to play the full album live? Or are you going to pick and choose?
Thank you.
I think we have to.
We're gonna pick and choose.
I think that the first time that we're gonna play it live,
like all
the
album,
songs, it's gonna be for our shows in Mexico City in El Auditorio Nacional in February.
Do we need to?
Probably
February.
Next year?
Yeah.
I mean, we are going to play all the tracks like separately in different shows. But
you only
maybe
have
we
a
go to
certain
Mexico
set time,
City for
and you
February.
now
We got time to
4
plan.
albums
True.
worth of music.
That would be fun. We love Mexico.
Yeah, we've wanted
we're gonna have to pick
creating
and
a set
choose.
list now is gonna be even
It's gonna be really hard.
I feel like everyone's gonna be fighting on it. Like our whole team's gonna be like, you
Yeah.
can't remove that song.
Yeah.
We're gonna be like, we need to play the new songs, guys. So-
Ultimately, who picks the set list?
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah, it's like everyone chimes in,
Good.
but sometimes it's like we're not gonna play that.
Right.
Like
Good.
we're not gonna play Fade Away.
It's your band.
Like,
Right.
No way.
From like our first EP. Like we're not.
Wait, sorry, which one?
Fade away.
No. I mean that sometimes Brady's like, why don't you play Take Me Down? People love that song. It's like we were 12.
Like 12,
Yeah,
right?
Let's not do it. Let's not go there.
Yeah, I mean, that's just how it goes.
Exactly.
Sorry.
It's like opening up like a diary entry from
Yes.
like, I understand.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah, I get that. It's also a girl thing. I understand. What about songs like Automatic Sun? I mean, it's already your favorite, you know? And that's about, you know, like craving like the energy from someone and, you know.
Yeah.
So a song like that, is that about someone in particular? Like, how did that song come about?
Great question.
It's not about someone in particular, I think. It was, we were kind of burnt out by that.
It was the last song we wrote for the album.
My
we
God.
were trying to do a one-liner chorus, which is like you only repeat one word or one phrase for the whole chorus, and that's
Didn't work out.
We tried to do that for the whole album, and we never got
there.
Like we just weren't able to
But
do it.
it wasn't the time.
But
I think.
it just didn't happen. But we had the phrase "automatic sun" for some reason, and we had no idea what that meant at all.
It just came to you.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know I don't know if it was Anton who said
You know what?
it.
We had automatic. We had automatic stuff.
And we were like automatic gloves, automatic.
I remember that, but we were like that for like 2 hours. Just trying to find another word.
Because we already had the melody, and automatic sang so good.
Yeah.
We were like, what do we say?
And we tried to change automatic, and no.
But when we got to Automatic Sun, and it was basically just thinking about like the people that we miss
And the
when we're not
coincidence.
here. Like the people, like we're on tour and you miss something, somebody,
eclipse.
like whatever it is, you miss that energy. And you feel that gravitational pull, like even if you're like on the other side of the world. You just wanna, like go back to that. It's like, it's just
that
like
excitement when you just like finally see the person and you're like,
yeah.
my little automatic
great.
sun.
Little automatic sun.
I never knew any of that.
We were all sharing that because not only do we travel, but like Anton travels, Dan travels, like they all tour, they all write with other people, like all over the place. So like it's about missing somebody and being able to go back to that person.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But Automatic Sun, for me, it's my favorite song in the album.
It's amazing.
That's great to hear.
It's amazing.
I don't know if
it's
that's
amazing.
hits.
Automatic
It's weird to
sun.
say like it's such a good song because it's
Not
our
at all.
song, but it is
It's
such
objectively a great
good
song. And you
6
should be proud
feet
of your
deep.
amazing work.
That's the jam.
But
Absolutely.
Anton and Dan, I feel like that's where like such a incredible blend of the two of them. Like it just happened, and it was amazing to be a part of that. Like it was just an insane little moment. Because again, it was the last song we wrote for the album.
Yeah.
We were brain dead. Like there was nothing.
I bet after all
We
that.
had just finished
Completely
touring.
burnt out.
We
had like nothing left.
Nothing.
nothing.
Except for Automatic Sun.
Exactly.
It all worked out.
And like knowing that you're about to be done for the year is also like your body knows it's gonna get some rest.
Yeah.
And
It's like the
even
last
more
show
like,
of the tour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where you just know and your like body just gives up on you. It was like that, but with your brain.
Yeah, I
it was
get
so
that.
weird.
Ollie,
But-
do you have a favorite song?
Automatic Sun is my
Is it
favorite.
yours as well?
Look at that.
Automatic Sun and Satisfied are my favorite
Oh,
songs.
I love
Satisfied?
that
It's just such like it sounds like a B-side to me, but like a perfect B-side. Like I don't know, I just love it so much. Like the riff goes on throughout like the whole song.
But did you
And
sing?
we just like made it work without
But
like
did you
it
sing?
sounding really repetitive. And I don't know, it's just like such a fun song. It has a solo. Love the solo. And I love that it has like the melody of like
Interesting.
the vocals.
We need
on,
to hear
like,
more
I
of
was
this
about to
album.
sing it, and the album is not out, so I'll stop
sing it.
myself.
But I don't
See?
know, like that song just like does something to my brain. Like I love it so much.
Which was the name of that one?
What about you, Danny?
I actually,
I
my
missed it.
two favorite
Have to
songs
go
are
back.
Automatic Sun as well and Apologize. So I love
Apologize.
Apologize. So I'm just like, I just feel that song so much. And singing it as well feels so good.
That live. I'm sorry. Are you going to apologize live?
Come on.
Yeah.
Yes, I
Me
mean we
too.
have to,
We
and
need
also
to.
we released snippets. Fans like love Apologize, and it's not even out. So I feel like we will have
You
to.
have to,
But the
yeah.
thing is, Apologize is the hardest song on the record because it is just
It's so much going on.
It's
It
so
has a
much
lot
going
going
on.
on. I get
and
it.
it's
My
hard
sounds
to
are just like,
groove on it.
Such a
I'm looking
tease.
forward to this.
Apologize is kind of
gosh.
like a rave almost.
A rave?
Because it's just got
Wait,
it's
what?
so unexpected. I get
And
it.
it's
My
hard
sounds
to
are just like,
groove on it. And like
Apologize is kind of like a rave almost. You know?
A rave?
Because it's just got, it's so unexpected, it's so dynamic, has so many different elements and textures and
like, what's gonna happen
unexpected twists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting analogy.
You need to
Yeah,
do that
rave?
live. I'm sorry, you need to work
Yes.
it out.
Okay.
And
We
your,
will.
your
Yeah.
screams are so good.
She screams? Okay, this is gonna be
I
fun.
remember when you
This
recorded
is
them,
such
and
a
you could just, like,
tease.
Yeah.
hear your screams, and you're like,
The
you're like,
rave.
The screaming. Can we talk about the Apologize scream, actually? I think we need to talk about that.
I mean-
I need to hear more about this.
I wish I had. It's
gonna ruin everything.
Well, I mean,
No, I'm
Apologize
just
is
like
about
so
really-
bummed.
about being pissed and having a resentment towards somebody that messed you up in some way, and you have to deal with the aftermath of that. Like you have to clean up the mess that they made, and like kind of just fix yourself after everything. That
I like
went
when they
on.
explain.
So
Yeah.
I was just like, maybe like I was not even thinking about that situation, but I was so tired. I know that we say this a lot, but
Well,
we were
your
we were
schedule
so
is like
How tired they were.
like,
It's gonna
I was at the
be
studio,
like
and it
that
was
for a
just
lot
such
of years.
A big moment for
Yep.
me. Let everything out. I didn't scream. Like I didn't record that many times. It was just like
it came
It was like a primal response.
yes, it was just to me. And Anton was just like, why didn't you tell me that you could scream? And I was like, what do you mean you didn't know? Like I scream every day when I'm performing live. He was like, because I didn't scream on Sick.
Yeah.
He was like, you didn't do like the Sick screams, and I was like, no.
And you know, but it's your first time actually screaming a
word.
Yes.
It's a bit harder.
What about from 23 or Scream?
Recording it is not that bad, but now that I had to play it live with one
Remember 23?
The drums
Didn't
in
she
that part.
wail in 20? Sorry, guys.
Yeah, but she didn't say like a word, right? She just yelled.
Right.
Yeah.
But he was,
23.
But didn't 23 have the scream? Which one am I thinking of where she just belted it out? When she was on her drums and she was singing and then...
That was more, wasn't it?
Maybe.
I don't even know what 23
sorry,
is. That doesn't even sound like...
you do. Fast forward to 23. Na, 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 na.
Oh, yeah.
You know it.
I don't know. I'd have to...
But I think I have it mixed up, guys. But you know what I'm talking about. The POW Epic Scream. We had Matt watch
More, I think. Or Evolve. It was one of those two.
Yeah. I'm sure you're right. I have a terrible memory. This is such a tease.
It's fun. It's fun.
Wow.
Challenges.
But that Scream is aspirational.
Yes.
Or it was Evolve, I think it was. That where she
liberating.
screamed.
I'm sure you're right.
Like talking about like who inspired the songs, and a lot of times it's just, you know, your energies and stuff. I can't imagine with your schedules, like, do you even have time to like have relationships? You know, I mean, as far as like love, like on the road or from afar, or are you guys just very focused?
I mean, there's a balance to everything. And it also really depends on the people that you love. Like maintaining relationships, even if it's like romantic, if it's family, if it's friendships.
Good way to dodge that one.
Even work relationships. It's work.
Yeah.
Like, but it's work because you care for the other person, obviously. And while you have to understand the situation of the people that you're leaving behind when you're traveling, those people also understand the situation that we're in. So it's just about like communication. And again, it's about, there's also
she's so wise for her
a beautiful
age.
thing in missing somebody.
All of them.
Yeah.
They grew up pretty fast.
I don't feel like humans that we love missing other people. It's not something that we like because you feel like, I don't think it's a primal thing, you know, but if you're missing somebody, it means that like you care for this person and this person means something to you. And even though missing somebody's not the nicest thing in the world, like you can feel sad about it or whatever, it's like, I love this person so much that I can carry these feelings and still feel happy that I have them.
Yeah.
You know? So it's just about finding a balance and articulating it.
I love
and
hearing
also,
her
we
talk.
all have somebody that we miss when we're traveling.
Yeah.
It's
So
not
do they
just
have
us and
boyfriends
our
or girlfriends
schedule
or
and our
what?
They
time.
did a great job
But,
at
like,
dodging that.
My parents leave their families as well. I mean, like their parents and their brothers and their siblings. Like Rudy, like our manager, also has his family. All our team, their relationships, like
there's unity in that.
So we all feel like we all know that we have people waiting for us back.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
So we all try to just like, we know that we're on the same page, that even though that we're missing these people, like we're doing this so we can come back to them and just like share everything that we've been doing with them.
What about on the road? I'm sure you people like try to get to know you and try to like
groupies.
Oh, like flirt?
Yeah. And, like,
no, that doesn't happen ever.
I could tell Alison was angling
other
towards this.
bands, other artists. Like, what's like the social scene like?
Yeah.
I feel like we're very shy.
Yeah,
and we don't really like.
I feel like when you meet us, you know immediately that the vibe is not there.
Yeah.
Like somebody could be playing with us
And we'll be like,
you're not gonna get anywhere.
and we're always with our team.
we're
We're
not
always
having it.
with people.
I feel like
you know.
Charles would be like in the back and be like,
Hey.
Yeah.
Like a big chastity belt around.
Yeah,
you.
they're protected.
Can't get through to him.
And also, I feel like we're all very conscious that we're working.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, what are we gonna do? Hide somebody in the bus? Like, how is that even gonna work? No way.
There's a lot of people around.
Yes. And I mean,
that is hilarious.
and even if there wasn't, I feel like we all have our priorities straight.
Yes.
But I feel like what's really new and exciting about, maybe sometimes people flirt, but more than anything, it's really exciting to have these friendships made.
Yeah.
Like,
or start.
yeah,
To kinda
exactly.
like-
Because when we started working, we were really young. I mean, we still
Yeah.
are.
No,
but we're at an
No, but you were
age-
actually children.
Yeah,
You were literally
Like children,
So
yeah.
now we're like, we go to these venues and sometimes we meet people or festivals and it's like people our age now, or sometimes they're a bit older, but you can have friendships and you can go back to these places and see the people we're
like,
excited to go
"Hey,
back to certain
great to
festivals
see
on
you."
the other side of the world because we'll see people that we met last time.
Yeah,
and that's
now it's
crazy to
different.
think about.
That's awesome.
It's really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're at a different point in your career and in your journey.
Yeah.
How has your relationship with each other evolved? Like even this last year.
Great question.
It's been like another stratosphere for you guys. Like what have you sort of learned about yourselves also in this process?
I've personally learned the importance of leaving each other alone for a while.
Yes.
Pal is sharp.
They are.
We're
Totally.
together
Yes.
They
all
all
the
are, but
time.
Pal is
And
sharp.
like now we kind of
Very
have our separate
thoughtful.
spaces when we come back home,
Yeah.
which we didn't have that before.
Yeah.
And it makes such a huge difference.
does
Like I come
difference.
back to Monterrey
And
and
it's
I
like-
don't see Ale.
Monterrey?
Like
Yeah.
At all.
at all. I will not see her. I don't know where she's
Yeah.
hiding, but I will not see her, and that's fine because I will see
Yeah.
her
I'll
for
stay in my
2
room.
months straight in a week.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's really nice to like have
Take
that
breathers.
and know that like even though we're not seeing each other, we're not like there all the time. We like I know if I need anything, even like
Yeah.
when she's hiding, let's say I don't know, I don't have a better word for it. It's like I can just
I feel that.
text her and she'll be
Yeah.
there.
Aw.
Like there's an unspoken
Camaraderie.
sisterhood, but we
Yeah.
are sisters.
Yeah.
But like we know that we're there for each other and that we can take breaks and that's okay.
Yes. It's respecting personal space.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Especially because we
And
don't
even
have
on
personal
tour.
space on
Even
tour.
on
And even on tour, like sometimes it's like we don't like someone's not feeling it, someone's not having a great day. It's just learning how to like
Leave people alone.
leave
for
people
a
There's
while.
alone.
exactly
Let them have
'cause
their
there's
space.
importance in checking in, but at
Yeah.
the same time knowing when to not check in. You know,
Right.
like get it and be like, you know what, go through it, and if you need me, we'll be.
I feel like that's
Yeah.
it. Like we
Yeah.
all know
That's
that
great.
if we need anything, we can always say it. And we can always offer that like, hey, if you need anything, I'm here, but I will leave you alone.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
go at it. Feel however
Feel
you
the
need to
feelings.
feel.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is like a
That's
day
great.
in the life like
Yeah.
with you guys? 'Cause I know
Yeah.
your days are jam packed.
This is a great interview.
They
Yeah,
start
it
at a
is.
certain time every day. Like, is there a schedule? Is there a routine? Or is
I
every
wish
day
there
totally
was a
different?
schedule.
I
I
feel
feel
like
like
it was like a
it-
pattern, but it's not.
It depends on what we're doing. Like when we're on tour, I love when we like head out on tour because we actually have a schedule.
Yes.
We know what we're gonna do from the moment we wake up
Stability.
to when we
Mhm.
we know what's gonna happen throughout the days. We wake up, we have lunch, and then we have like sound check. We do
Wake
meet
up
and
and have
greet.
lunch.
We get ready for our shows.
Well,
that they
have
played all
evenings,
night.
Yeah.
Before then, we get ready for our shows. We give the show, we shower, you get on the bus, and you sleep. And we do that.
so old lady like, but it's
But we always do.
Naps are
We do
always
take our
a
daily
thing.
naps
Yeah.
when we're on tour. And
That's good.
You
that's a
have
day
to.
when we tour. But like
then,
And you do that for
Same.
every day for
Yep.
like
every
months.
day.
And
is a
sometimes
show.
you have interviews in between.
Yeah,
Right.
it
Sometimes
changes
you wake a little bit earlier.
With us.
Sometimes you
Come on,
you'll
let's make
trick
it
yourself
happen.
into exercising or something like that.
Yes.
But when we're not touring,
It's a mess.
it's a mess. Like
Yes.
I don't know how to explain it, but I live by my calendar. Like I
Yeah.
open up my calendar
Amen,
that
sister.
morning
It's
and
like
I see what I
ninja.
have to
Amen,
do
sister.
band-wise. But like when we're
It's all
in
up here
Monterrey,
for me.
it's also super
Uh-uh.
complicated because we come back to Monterrey to like
Monterrey.
we have to
I
go
just
like
love
with
that
all
when
of our
she says
doctors. We
that.
have to cut our hair. We have all of our
Right.
appointments.
we do
like
like the
human
little,
things.
Yes. Yeah.
Human
exactly.
things
Yeah.
that you need to take care of.
Yes.
Oh my
Life.
god,
Yes.
I didn't do the laundry, and
Right.
I have to like. Oh,
And I leave
God.
tomorrow and I didn't unpack.
Yeah.
I have to
And then
unpack to pack
there's
again.
like the work side where we need to rehearse, and then there's really like, oh, like we need to do liners, and then
you have to do the TikToks.
but then
you have the
we're also
interviews.
busy socializing because we haven't been home for like 2
Yeah.
months.
And your
So
friends are
then
like, when am I gonna see you?
So then it's
Right.
like, oh, we need to do liners. Oh, but Pal's not here. Oh, now Danny's not here. Oh, now I'm going out. And
Yeah.
so
You
it's just,
and
it's
between
just
all
a
that,
mess.
You're doing handwritten lyrics for Patreon. You're doing monthly lectures for Patreon. You're signing 3,000 CDs in a day.
So-
So it's like,
Wow.
it's
so
just
like
a big jumble of
organizing
Wow.
everything we need to do when we get back home is always such a mess.
I'm so stressed out just thinking that we're about to go back.
What do you guys do? Do you get overwhelmed? What do you do? Like, do you have like sort of like little breakdowns or like moments where you're like, I can't do this?
I cry.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
cry.
Yeah.
No, but I cry like
You get
In
it
a
all
healthy
out.
way.
like on
Yeah.
purpose.
Like a release.
Yeah,
you get it
like,
all out.
I
Yes.
feel like this and I will cry it out.
Yeah.
But usually it's just like you have a little space to yourself. Like I try to like isolate myself for a little bit. I like to watch people making like smoothies and stuff. Like I watch like 24-hour cafe
What?
ASMR.
really?
And I put it on TV.
Wait, that's hilarious.
And I just
You,
watch
like,
it.
zone out.
Yes.
to watch
Okay.
smoothie
No
making?
thoughts. And I'm
Never
just
would have thought about that.
watching it until I
funny.
calm down.
Look at
and I
Danny.
can continue doing what I have to do.
I used
Because
to do
especially
yoga,
when, like right now, we're about to go back. We
Yeah.
have 10 days and we head out to Japan. And
Fan
then, but
made.
like in between those 10 days, we have to rehearse. We have to finish signing stuff. We
Yeah.
have to record music videos.
Oh,
And that's a whole other thing.
I forgot about that.
There's just so much to do.
So much to do.
No, they need more time to be.
But you have to live day by day.
teenagers.
Yes. Because if you start thinking about the
Not
things
if you want to do what they're doing. No, it doesn't work
you'll
that
just
way.
drown in everything that you need to do, worrying about stuff that you're not doing yet. So it's like, you know what? Today is another day, and I'm gonna do what I need to do today.
Like what happens to me so
That's
much
good
is I see my
advice.
calendar.
They're doing exactly what they need to
I
do.
come back
Yeah.
from Japan, and then after Japan we have this, and then after this we go to Europe. But after Europe I have 7 days, and after those 7 days I go to the US. After the US it's Canada. After Canada the year is sober. If the year is sober, it's already going to be February.
No.
Look
And
at
it's
Danny.
like,
Danny's like freaking out.
No, you get so overwhelmed, and it's really unhealthy to start thinking about everything you need to do because you go insane. Like there's no way of like
time
not going
seems
insane if you
like
do
it
that.
doesn't exist for me. It's like already going to be 2026, and it's like
no,
it's
not good.
like so you have to live day by day.
Also, because you guys are in such an ascent now, like you've been working your whole lives, and now you're like really like kind of catapulting. It's also important, also for just mental health, to like be in the moment as much as you can as well.
Really
that is
you're
always
gonna
my
miss
homework.
it. You know, you're gonna miss it because you're always getting to the next thing. It's really important to kind of ground yourself
And
and
it's
watch
really
more
hard.
smoothie videos.
Exactly. That's how I ground myself.
Yeah,
Yes.
everyone has their own thing. I would always recommend journaling. Just like feel it out,
Amen.
just say it,
Write it out. Yeah.
write it out. Because you don't even know. Sometimes it's weird when you don't even know what you're feeling. It's so much that you're like, what is this? And you just kind of like start writing and be like, oh, okay. This is what it's going through my system right now. I get it, and just let it out.
And how great for future songs.
What are some of your roles off stage? Like, do you have
100%.
roles? Like,
Maybe.
do you know what I mean? Like, as one of you, like, make sure everyone's on task, or is someone else like?
I feel like we don't have specific roles that we just kind of like give each other, but we know who does what. Yeah, we have like our
I don't know if this is gonna be like controversial, but I feel like at least I am very aware of it. But when we're on tour, our role is to exist and play and go, and like that's it. Like if we have to do anything else, usually somebody else helps us take care of it. Like if I forgot, I don't know, let's say my toothbrush, I can't go out and walk and get it myself. I have to ask somebody else to help me with that. So really, like my the only thing on my mind
laser
is
focus.
I just have to I just have to play.
Can you imagine seeing Pal at the Walgreens?
That's it.
Yeah,
but
the mental energy.
The only thing I can think of, which is really like a silly little thing, is like when we do have hotels, I always carry the hotel keys because everyone else uses them. Because everyone else uses them. So it's always like, oh, we only have one key. Like, who's gonna have it? So I was like, Ale. I'll take
Ale
it.
is the responsible
Yes.
one.
What floor are we on?
I'm like,
I don't know.
Wait, I love that.
Let's talk about
Ale
Ale singing.
Yeah.
I also want to address this specifically for the fans. They always comment on Ale. You know, like I was going to say the elephant in the room. I call it the Ale vent in the room. But they always say that Ale
vent.
I don't know what they're talking about.
I know.
I'm comfortable. What can I say?
I feel like, oh,
yeah, but it really is what it is. When I'm comfortable, like I just like my ability to not speak like goes away, and I just like you know.
That's great.
Speak, that really warms my heart. Okay, good. Yes. Take that, fans. Ale has spoken.
Yes.
It just took her 15
back,
minutes.
Like how you've been a band for over 10 years. And
Just
this has
wanna hear
been
her sing.
this journey, this like ascent. Where do you feel like you are right now in the journey?
Oh, we're like in the. I feel like
Just starting, kind of.
you're
Like
good, you're
really
good.
starting.
To be completely honest with you, we've had a 10-year journey up to this point, and it has been very, very gradual. Things are moving a little bit faster now, and we can feel it. We're like, okay.
This is the start of going to the top.
I feel like I want to touch on this first. We're so happy and blessed to have had those 10 years the way we did.
Of like training.
I feel like,
Yep.
I feel like
getting ready. Yes.
now more than ever, I can realize and appreciate, like, if I didn't have that, I don't know how I would be dealing with this right now, because it has prepared me and us so much in like tons
You get that
of different
experience. You
aspects,
need it.
I feel.
Yeah, I feel like it's so overwhelming. I feel like we're living just in a very overwhelming time. Our management always uses this analogy. I don't know if that's how you say it.
Yeah,
it's
analogy.
Like a metaphor of a plane on a tarmac. And like before it was like, we're on the tarmac and that is where you use the most fuel. Once you're in the air, smooth sailing. Like you don't have to put in that much fuel in it. So we were always like, we're still on the tarmac. So right now it feels like the wheels are just starting to lift off, like slow.
Exactly.
And we have to pull all that fuel in. It is that moment. And it is such an exciting moment of like so much like anxiety and uncertainty, but in a good way. Because
you feel the rush.
We've
like,
been on that tarmac, you know? And now like it's just starting to,
that's a great analogy.
And you know that it's happening. Like you feel your stomach just kind of like flying as it's like, ooh.
And we're ready to call the fuel in, you know?
Yes.
Just
I mean, that's what we've been doing. That's what we keep doing. So it's very motivating to see what's happening right now. Not only for us, but like our whole team.
Yeah.
But you can see that like kind of like just like domino effect of the things that we've been doing and how it's affecting the things that we're getting now.
Yes.
And you know they're standing over there. You saw Alison look over there at them too.
Your whole lives, and now you're at the Olympics.
Yes,
you know?
yes. But it's now it's like
now
we're almost there. They're in the trials.
Yes.
Right.
You have to like prove yourself that you can be there, you know?
But you're at the Olympics. Yeah, it feels that way. As a fan, it feels that way too. It's like we're all aware of the work. And we've talked about this before. You are role models, not just as women, as human beings, you know, who are visionaries. You know, you created your own path.
So
there was no one else doing what you do. You are trailblazers, you know, and for me, that is just what is so the most exciting. And to see you really getting all these opportunities, you made them happen. You made them happen.
I just got chills.
You gotta throw in the family though too, because
love you. Of course they love you.
They wouldn't be what they are without
They always
we also love
and Rudy.
you and your journey and for sharing that with us. And it's very inspiring at any age. You know, if I was a little girl, I would be obsessed with you guys and I'd be literally like wanting to play every instrument. I still want to do that. But
that's so cool.
As a woman, I'm just watching you and I'm like, thank you. You're like what's right about the world.
Thank you.
What makes you proud? You know, just kind of reflecting back and just seeing where you are at this very like pivotal point. What are you proud of?
I have this very clear. I'm very proud that we're still here. I'm very proud of the relationship that we have. Like, even though like everything that's happening is happening and everything that has happened, because again, what you see, like what we show of our work, it's the pretty side. Usually there's just so much that goes on behind, like a lot of hard work that has been going on for years, and a lot of like emotional turmoil that goes into those years.
Crazy ups and downs.
And seeing that we still have the relationship that we have today, that we're able to create the way that we create.
Hell yeah.
And the way that we are able to share the same thing in different ways together, that for me is just something like to be insanely proud of. Because I feel like we have had so many opportunities for it to not be like that. I feel like it's so easy in this industry, especially with what we're living right now, for us to like just kind of like drift apart in between the craziness of it all. And it's very comforting to see that we're conscious of it and we're like, no.
Exactly. And we share the same mindset for that.
Man, they are so
I know, so impressive. They're so impressive.
That we have had moments where we fell, you know? And we've gotten back up, not only to get back up, but to also grow from that, you know, learn that this happened to us. How are we going to change it? How are we going to like make it work and like move forward? So and not learn from it. And not only us as sisters, but with my parents as well as a family and the rest
whole team.
Of the team. Just kind of, it's like in little
and
sections.
business women.
Exactly. As well, also. To learn everything that there is to learn about this industry, which is a lot.
You've accomplished so much in a year. What do you hope to accomplish in this next year or in the near future?
I'm so scared of that question. Because when you were saying like just the intro, I was like, I can't believe all that happened after we talked with you. We already had our year planned out, and then so many things happened that were not planned. So what we have planned out for the rest of the year is absolutely insane.
Right.
And I'm very like
and you don't even know what's coming up next. There's things out there.
Planned.
Exactly.
It's gonna
like blow our mind.
Exactly.
Opportunities
but
come all the time.
It's still coming.
I feel like I'm just excited that we're taking those steps. I'm excited for the release. I'm excited for people to have this album and see how it does.
And I don't know if in the next year or maybe 2 or 3, but like hopefully we get to fly. You know?
It's
like
you get to be cruising.
Because I'm gonna cry. I don't want to cry.
We get to fly.
But you said it
Yeah.
No. Wow. Stop it. I'm going to drink water.
I think you're already in the stomach, guys. I do. I think you're already on your way. But I also think another metaphor, the sky's the limit. Sorry, I have to keep going with like the aviation metaphors. But I do
They're like almost to cruising altitude, you know? They're like right there getting up there.
But they don't even think they took off yet. You are going to be in.
I mean,
it's just to watch you it's a gift really for all of us.
They're still climbing.
And I love this album. I love this album.
Thank you. We love it too.
And I loved Error, and I loved your music before, but I really do think that this album really shows the growth. I do. I think it's a natural evolution for you as musicians.
What I've heard has been the best so far for me.
I think the fans are going to love it. You know,
we'll talk at the end. I'll wait till the end to talk about it.
Also on the album, there's a Spanish song.
Yeah.
And it is one of the best. And we have to talk about the video.
Yeah, we do. The video is so much fun.
So, ¿Qué más quieres? Is the only Spanish song on the album. It was so much fun to write. It really is just a song where we let loose, and we really wanted to just have fun with it. And I feel like you can see that in the video.
For sure.
It was my directorial debut.
Really?
Yes.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yes.
Wow, the video is incredible. It's like a whole other conversation is the video.
Yes.
It is so good.
So usually when we write, especially like in these writing sessions, I usually have like a Pinterest board and I just do mood boards for each song.
Smart.
And I had one for ¿Qué más quieres? And when we got the mixes, like the final mixes for like approval, I was listening to all the songs with my mood boards and seeing like if we were able to like really capture that. And I was seeing the one of like ¿Qué más quieres? And I was like, we should really do a video for this. Like, please, please, please. And I told Rudy about it.
Yeah.
And Rudy was like, okay, direct it. And I was like,
wow.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
I remember the OG idea. You came like running to me and be like, what if you get married? I was like, what are you talking about?
I was like, you're going to scam people. You're going to get married and you're going to scam people. It's like the story really evolved. I co-directed it with Ivan Chavez, who we've worked with before, and it's a close part of our team. And for me to have that space to explore something new with my creativity and just like be able to present our music visually with such authority, like, because we've done music videos before.
Yeah.
But for me to like really put what was in my brain when we were writing it into a video, it was incredible. I found out that I really, really like directing. Like I like bossing people around in the nicest way possible, but I feel confident in it because I knew what I wanted. And Ivan was really like he really gave me the space to really explore that.
Wow.
And it was so much fun. And for it to like be released with MTV, like the other day, it was playing on Times Square on loop.
Oh,
so imagine that the first video I've ever directed is just on Times Square on loop.
I mean, it feels very VMAs to me. It feels like it could be a contender. I mean, the video is amazing.
Thank you.
But you're all such great actors in it as well.
Yeah. Danny surprised me so
good.
So
Thank
much.
you. I was so nervous because I've never done like the acting without, lip syncing the song.
Yeah.
Like only just, expressions.
You were
so
insane.
Just like,
Yeah, you were really
Because when I
got that Danny face.
how do you say guion?
the script.
The script to them, Danny was like, how the hell am I going to act this out? I'm like, you will figure it out. Like, you surprised us all. Like, we all expected good things.
Thank you.
But it was just like,
It turned out so good, yeah.
so much better than we all anticipated. And it just looked incredible. I'm so happy with it. I'm
Also,
so
the
proud.
outfit choices.
Yeah.
Like, where'd the wardrobe come into this?
I
Like,
mean,
is that also from you?
I mean, it was in my mood
But,
board.
like the wedding dress.
Yeah.
The pink, right?
Our
I was like, I
stylist-
want a campy short.
Colorblind, I don't know.
Yeah,
wedding
no,
dress.
it was supposed to be tacky.
It was like
geeky.
it felt like very 80s.
Yes.
Like it was so good.
Yeah, and like
Great.
I brought these crazy ideas to our stylists, and they just really like blew it out of the water.
Yeah.
They were amazing because
Yes.
it was also like with really short time. We were playing Vive Latino. We were doing interviews. Like we were not even in Monterrey. We were, oh my God, we opened for Imagine Dragons. We had Pal Norte. Like we had all of this going on. And in between
Norte.
interviews, I was just like doing art meetings for the video and going back to Monterrey and scouting and doing all of that.
Oh my God.
And it turned into this beautiful, wonderful thing that is the ¿Qué más quieres music video. And I'm just so proud of it.
It's so great. And of course, everyone wants to know what do you see at the end when you open up the the box or the chest?
It's a secret that we don't even know.
We don't even know.
The point of it
Basically
was the
nothing.
journey.
journey.
The object is not
Of the
important.
Right.
Yes.
I love that. Oh my goodness. That
That's
video
hilarious.
is so good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what you do next, actually.
Ooh, I can't wait either. I'm very
Sharks.
excited about it.
Do you think
you
you'll
have
direct
time.
more videos?
I
Or
would like
apologize.
to. I loved it. So if they love
Is there a
me,
video for Apologize?
Yeah. It was a
I don't
perfect
think
video.
so. I think
All
it's one of
three
those
were so
lyric
good in
ones.
it. It was so great. You guys were all great actors in it.
Thank you.
I think we have
Okay,
enough
let's do deep
advertisements,
cuts.
so we kind of
Different
just
questions
skipped
from
over
last
that.
time.
Okay.
Okay, actually, it's inspired by an Instagram post. You were at Amoeba Records, and I saw
I
that
love
you
that
bought
place.
a bunch of records.
Yes.
So I wanted to know, what are you listening to right now?
What am I listening to right now?
Okay, while you think,
Yes, go
I
ahead.
just have to tell you because it's like a continuation from the other episode.
Actually, no.
I found the Sound of Music soundtrack and I just bought it. I was like, you're coming home with me. I can't believe I found that. I was like, oh my god.
Golly's getting her
destiny. Oh my
We
playlist.
God.
talked about The Sound of Music last time as being one of Danny's favorite of all
Yes.
time.
The
Sound of
that's
Music.
right.
I was just like,
Brought it back.
Amoeba, thank you for fulfilling
Oh,
this
Amoeba
dream.
is an amazing
So-
store.
Okay, but yeah, go ahead. now.
I'll go ahead. This is like new for me. So we were at like a photo shoot and the photographer put music on and I was like, oh, what is this? And so I've been listening to Depeche Mode.
Oh!
And I downloaded Violator and
I was
actually
not
got the
expecting
record.
that.
And so I've been listening to that. So I want to like get into it more. So when I get back
Wow.
home, I'm gonna put the record on and trying to get into that. So
I need to put some
I feel like
Deftones
Ollie
on.
wins. This is like,
I've been trying to.
Depeche Mode. I would have never thought that
Yes.
at all.
Yeah.
I've
So
been
good.
listening
They're
to
great.
Dead Poet's newest
Poet,
record.
yeah.
Okay.
It's so good.
It's
Wow.
so good.
Amazing.
So good.
I mean, I started listening to it because we were working with Anton. I was like,
Yes.
I want to see what he's doing with other bands. Like, I want to see if I can hear the Anton in it.
Yes.
And I just fell in love with their music. It's so good. We played together at Shiprocked. They're amazing
so
musicians.
good.
Some of the
They're
best musicians
so
I've ever
good.
seen
Huh.
live.
That's cool.
So that album is really, really good. Really great.
I'm with you.
Yes.
I have to sit down and listen to more of this, but I'm so intrigued by what Willow is doing next.
Oh, I love Willow.
What's Willow?
Did you
Willow is
Willow Smith?
Yeah, I think
Like
so.
Will Smith's daughter?
Will and Jada Smith's daughter.
I saw clips.
Remember
yeah,
she used to do
I saw
that with
clips
my
of it, I was
hair
like,
back and forth.
I whip my hair
so
back.
when she was
She's
little.
so special.
Yeah, I don't know.
I love what she's doing.
Insane.
Me too.
Oh my
I don't know
God.
what she's
Yes.
doing.
She might be a repeat
I don't
guest,
know.
too. She might
Yeah,
be.
awesome.
I love Willow. What
I
she's
know
doing.
nothing
You guys
about
have
her.
great taste. Is there an artist that people might be surprised that you love?
Yeah.
You know who I'm obsessed with right
Is it
now?
the Sound of Music soundtrack?
That's one.
Yes.
For sure. But
I really love Chapel Rowan.
Me
right
too.
now.
Yeah.
Me
She's
too.
insane.
I don't know what that
adore
is.
her.
Yes.
Oh, what
I would
would
say
be
like
something like
Polo and Pan. They're like these two French DJs that I just love. We saw them live. They were amazing. Yeah.
Awesome. I'll have to check that out.
I feel like recently I was listening to Nickel Creek a lot as well. Again,
I don't know what any of this is.
folk band. They're just like
That's all right.
I'm getting
I
old.
think it's a fiddle, not a
No,
violin.
I think it's a fiddle.
A mandolin and a guitar. They're
Nice.
just like
They're
They're
really
great.
good.
That's awesome.
Yeah, good musicians.
Bringing
Nice.
it back to like the instrumentation.
Yes.
Yeah. Who or what inspires your style? Because the three of you are always on point.
thank you.
Style.
Oh, I'm thinking style
me
of
too.
music.
I was like,
Yeah,
Pinterest
honestly.
girlies, all
Like
these
all
cool
the
girls.
all the Pinterest girlies I see like on TikTok and like I just see a lot of different like, people with
1994.
different styles and I feel like we just like
Right? They
Pick
look
out
like they're
from
from the
all this.
90s.
Yeah.
Mix of like, especially like when you're on
Ourselves.
tour, you have to be comfortable
Yes.
because you don't have time to dress up. But it's a
mix of like comfortable
comfort
clothes
and slang.
I just follow their lead.
Aww.
For sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm just kind of like.
Danny's so humble.
Yeah.
That's great. I love that, you know?
That's
Yeah.
really sweet. What is the greatest risk you've ever taken?
Risk.
Greatest risk.
Oh,
ever-
eating chicken on an airplane.
Yeah.
No, that's real. Eating
That's a
chicken
risk
in
in
Mexico
general.
City.
I was about to say eating anything
Mexico
in like
City, that's always a risk.
Thailand
Noted.
street food.
Noted.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't.
Maybe they haven't played in
Don't.
Thailand yet.
Just
You'll
move
go
right
to the
there.
hospital
Yeah.
if you like try your luck a little bit too much on that.
Or we've had bad luck with chicken.
Oh yeah,
Seriously.
I have.
We've had
We've
bad
had
luck
bad
with
luck.
chicken.
Wow.
But the hospitals in Mexico City are nice. Like they are. They're cute. They're comfortable and the people are nice.
People
But
get sick, but at least the hospitals
Yeah,
are
they're nice.
really accommodating.
Yes, they are.
That is amazing. Okay. What is a fear or insecurity you'd like to get over?
death.
Yeah, I knew. you
I'm
were
scared
gonna
of
say
dying.
that.
I'm really scared of
Really,
dying.
Really.
I'm
Really?
scared of not remembering anything. Because like the afterlife for me is a bit foggy right now. So I'm like, am I gonna remember everything that I'm doing right now?
Don't even think about it too much right now.
And
Yeah,
like,
right now, 'cause
don't
I-
even
right
go.
now that we're in LA, I see so many like paintings of people, like famous people that
Yeah.
have passed away.
Yeah.
And I'm like, do they know? Do they know they're there? And I'm like, Well, I know, and it freaks me out
It won't
so
matter.
much. So I hope I get over it.
But it really does.
No, sometimes we're in a
really a thing.
Yeah, I'm in a
she had,
show.
like existential crisis. Like she
Oh.
had like, an existential
Oh,
crisis.
really?
Like,
I could be
after
in
a show,
and I could just look at Allie like, I'm gonna die. And she's
You're
like,
like, girl.
you are.
You are.
Exactly.
Yeah. Cue the smoothie.
I love
got
Raleigh.
I would say like talking and like socializing. Like I'm just so afraid of socializing, like meeting new people and just saying the wrong thing. So I would say getting rid of my fear.
You're doing
Yes, I'm doing it.
constantly
Yes.
work at it.
Yes,
I can't
do.
believe that
But
because you're wonderful.
Oh, thank you.
Wonderful
Yeah,
to
I
speak.
really struggle with that, so I would like to get.
And for me,
Over that.
Well, we can talk as much as you'd like. Yeah. Perfect.
I know this is an irrational fear, but it's one that I have, and
Sharks.
it's being tickled. Like I hate it.
I don't like it
Wait,
either.
no, but like,
I don't like
No,
it.
but actually,
like
no,
someone
yes.
coming up to you and like tickling your
Like,
side.
No, but
I
she
would-
hates it.
I would get
No,
angry.
but she'll
it's
get like really mad.
No, but like she
I
really
kick-
freaks
I
out.
First of all,
Scream.
who's trying to tickle you?
Rudy.
More importantly,
No, it's the worst. No, but he has.
No, but
he
you
what
have
has
had-
happened when you have tried to tickle her?
Like her piercing eyes, the second that I just like
Yeah,
It's a
never
thing.
again.
Is it like a look of
I
death?
felt like
Yes.
horrible on the inside. Like she
No.
hates
No, but
me
she really hates it.
life.
I will kick, scream, whatever. It's like you do
I was
not.
like, dude,
tickle.
chill out.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
You
Yes,
know.
he
You
does
should
know.
have known Rudy.
No.
Rudy's pretty
I've
mean
told
about
him.
it
Just like
sometimes.
I've
Like a little
told
like
him. I've
on
told
the
him.
ribs, like
But, like,
rubbing on the
Wait,
ribs.
was there
Real
a
fear.
traumatic situation, or has this been like a lifelong?
It's been a lifelong
It's a
thing. You know,
lifelong
I think it was
thing.
my grandpa's fault in the most
Oh.
caring way.
Oh,
but,
I hated that
he
as
would
well.
tickle us a lot.
Yeah, I hated that. I
Was it
get
like
you.
a hard tickle? You know, it's like aggressive tickles that kind
Yes.
of
Like you would get
it hurt
tackled,
and like make
You
it
would
crack.
and then
get tackled
yes,
and
You
Yeah.
have to get tickled.
It's like the
Yeah.
thigh grab, that
Yeah.
thigh
Yeah.
grab.
Oh, that hurts?
Yeah.
It like
Yeah. I feel like it comes from somewhere there, but it's just like you
No, you don't tickle Danny ever. But we all know that.
Hopefully, I'll get
I
over
want to
it.
get over my fear of bugs because they're everywhere.
Me
They're
too.
everywhere.
Okay.
I'm very
And
scared of bugs.
I wish I was like
Coexisting.
yeah.
Like,
a lot of my friends just like they're like, oh well, they're there, it's fine. Like,
Like,
I'm like,
laying on
Do you
the
think they're going
grass.
to bite you or sting
No,
you, or is it like a
no.
creepy crawly kind
Yeah.
of thing, a squeamish kind of thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm deadly scared of moths. Like I have a phobia of them. I have one tattooed on my neck, but I'm actually super scared of them. I can't see them. When they get into my room and I can't get them out, I literally start crying. I have to call somebody to kill it. I can't handle it. So I'm with you.
Yeah.
You know
I'm
what?
not
We're
there
gonna
on the
overcome
bugs.
that this
yeah,
year.
we're gonna
Yeah.
we're gonna
go get it. I'll help you.
Exposure
God.
therapy.
I'm getting some ideas for when we meet him.
Oh no.
I have no idea what's gonna get
Unleash
into
a
an
jar
answer
of
this, but I'm
moths.
dying. I feel like
Yeah.
you need to like apologize like on cue, and the next time someone tries to tickle you, it's like apologize.
Yes,
That's hilarious.
Literally. I'm gonna say
Ready,
that.
Rudy?
get ready.
I'm gonna say that, like, whenever I sing it, the song is about, like, tickling me.
Yes, for sure.
That's it.
I have that face like.
Yeah, there's no way to forget that.
Really? It was
Glare.
that scary?
It is. Yeah, no.
It was like a how dare you?
Yeah, no, because he knew. I had already told him about this fear.
All right. The wrath of
idea.
Danny. Yeah, that is incredible. Okay, what is your superpower?
Like,
Superpower.
what is?
Yeah, like
no,
what
like,
is
what
your
would we
what do
want
you
it to be? Like,
no,
what
like
is-
what is your super? What
My-
do you think your superpower is?
My superpower is my.
I don't know what my superpower.
If no, I do.
That
I
bass.
don't know my
Yeah.
superpower.
My superpower is whatever I set my mind to, I will do it.
That's
It doesn't matter
amazing.
what it is.
That's
I
great.
will do it. I'm tenacious for sure.
D.
I was gonna say, like, I'm stubborn as hell. I will just, like, get through to what I have to do to accomplish it. But I want to say something different than you.
That's okay.
Like,
I feel like we all
Y'all
have
are
that.
cut from the
We all
same
have
cloth.
that.
I feel like
You know?
oh no, I know my superpower. I can sleep anywhere at any time.
Oh, that
Yeah.
is
That's
a
a great
superpower.
I'm very
I
jealous of
cannot.
that.
I literally just said to Brian, if I could pick one superpower, it would be sleep, the ability to sleep.
Sleepability.
Like, that is a good one.
I'm
Yeah.
very jealous of that.
Yeah.
Mine is
But
a
when-
very like boring answer because I can't think of anything else. But like my honesty, like I'm a very honest.
That's
person.
right. That's a great
good
And
superpower.
I'm
That's-
very,
yeah.
like, sometimes I can be a bit
You're
too
not
honest,
fake.
but like I'm a very
That's
honest.
great.
Yes, but,
You're
but we all know that if somebody's gonna keep it real,
That's
gonna be me.
wonderful.
It's her.
That's
Being
right.
That's
trustworthy.
awesome.
That's
Yes.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you think the superpower is of your sisters? Of each one?
Oh.
That's cool.
Yeah, these are great questions.
Yeah.
I like your like.
you like.
No, okay. I think your superpower is your ability to like create stuff out of like nothing.
Yeah, like your creativity.
Yes.
I would say your
It's
creativity
like,
as well.
Wow. It's impressive.
I mean, I agree. I do have that ability.
Yeah,
No, but you guys know. No, but I'm
like she sees
for what we do.
She sees beyond what is there. You know, like,
but
you're
you
a
know
visionary.
What? But you
You're
know
a
what's
visionary.
great?
Yeah.
I could be a visionary, but sometimes my visions are not like, they won't happen unless I have my sisters to ground me and say like, you know what, you want to do that, but we have to do it this way. And so it could kind of be that, but there's no way that's going to happen just like that.
Oh, okay.
So
What a great team.
like that's the,
Yeah.
yeah.
They help guide you.
Yeah, always.
Ground you and guide you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Danny superpower. Let's see. Danny superpower.
Oh, that's tough on the
I
spot.
want to do things correctly.
Yeah, me too. So then
and I fell asleep with my OG superpower.
She'll be sleeping meanwhile. Yeah.
I don't know how to explain this. Like she has an ability to like, once again, me estoy proyectando, but of like being able to bring out the best in people's not, but like bring out like conversation from like she will talk with like anyone.
She's a connector.
And, like,
You can
yeah,
connect.
no,
She's
but
a
she is. No, but she is. Like,
I love that title.
Not only with conversations,
but like
with her actual job, like performing, connecting with the fans.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, that's a great
transmitting
point.
emotions and forming an emotional
connection.
And
Yes.
she'll be able to like not only like I'm not talking like serious like conversation, but like she'll be able to, you know, I don't know if like make you happy is the right word, but like
have a good
make
you feel comfortable.
like a good vibe, like a little sunshiny.
That's great.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yes.
She's an automatic
feel
son.
seen.
Yes, I know. I explained this in a really bad way.
No,
it's great.
You're
The
saying
perfect
things
way.
and we're
you're
You said
helping
it in
me
the
out.
perfect way.
You're helping me
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
her.
That's
I agree.
amazing.
Oh, Danny's
Yes,
gotta
I've
feel
witnessed
good.
that.
Yes.
Oh,
In person and in performance.
Oh,
Yes.
thank you.
That's
Appreciate
beautiful.
that. And then
Her superpower.
Ale, you know, I feel like her superpower is being super, apart from honest, but honest in a different way, like honest with yourself. Like you know what you are and you just
Own it.
do it, you know?
Yeah.
That's great.
So it's like, I don't know if I would, it is confidence, but also I wouldn't say if I would like label it as that, but like, you know, that maybe you don't speak much, but you're okay with that, you know? You're like, this
Not
is
trying to be
who I am,
something
this is how I'm
that you're
comfortable,
not.
and this is how I'm gonna like show myself to the world,
Yeah.
even on stage as well. This is like what I do. And that's like,
self-love.
yeah.
Self-love.
Working on it.
I don't know if I would
That's
call
We
it
all
that.
are.
not exactly
Yes,
that,
we all
but
are.
We all are.
Sure.
Yeah.
Her.
That's wonderful.
Cute.
Oh.
Good
All right.
superpower.
All
like
right.
how-
That was great.
I like how they all just
Ladies, thank you.
support
Love each
each other
other,
and
yeah.
love each other.
Thank you.
Like,
Yes.
what a gift this is. This is really a gift for me. I'm like very in the moment right now.
And for us too, we're so
Yes.
happy. to
And
be here.
again, like especially when we're with you and we take a moment to think of everything that we're doing. Like I literally just like almost cried. Like it's just so insane that we're living this together and to share it with you and share with
Yeah.
everybody. It's just wonderful. So
and
thank
then
you for
such
this.
an important week as well. It's just like, oh, we can't
Yes.
be here.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
And I know that when
moment.
we hang out next, so much more is going to
Oh my
happen.
God.
Yes.
What's
Yeah.
going to be
Very much
then?
looking forward to that.
And
Yeah.
please just know I'm always here for you. You know that. I'm
Thank
always
you.
here for you in your corner, cheering you on.
Where's
and just like
Alison?
celebrating
LA.
you
Gracias.
as
so
much.
artists, as humans.
Maybe
and
we should invite her.
Likewise,
Yeah.
anything you need,
Yes.
and we'll just rock out together.
Well, I'm excited to rock out tonight. That's gonna be
Yes.
epic. Amazing.
Awesome.
Thank you. We'll be right back. What a delight. What a delight it is to hang out with TheWarning every single time. You can see how special they are. Their music is incredible, but just the ability to witness their magic is really the gift. And I like I said, the sky is the limit for them, and I can't wait to see what they accomplish next.
Us too.
Thank you so much for being part of the Alison Hagendorf Show presented by Cloudwater. A huge thank you to our other partners as well, Danny Wimmer Presents and Karma Sauce. Thank you to our friends at
Karma
Arctic
Sauce.
Zone. Thank you, Tribute Project, for my one-of-a-kind wearable art. And most importantly, thank you I would love to hear from you. So please like, comment, rate, review, whatever you're feeling, and reach out to me on socials.
Let's go interview her.
I think she should come to our meetup. Just
Let me know who I should interview.
I mean, I'll drop her a note.
What made you smile
She's
today?
always interviewing everybody else.
Won't hurt to try.
Why don't we interview her
Hey,
about what it's like to be her and stuff?
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Hey, we have big goals.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing.
That was awesome.
Yeah, it was.
That was so great.
That was so cool, you know, like just getting to hear their personality and, you know, like it wasn't that long ago that we did the first Allison interview, you know?
Yeah.
So for them, it was like a year in between.
Yep.
But for us, it was like a few months maybe.
Yeah.
We've seen all of what's happened in a year happen in that span of time. And it's like, you know, the whole taking off with the airplane. Like I get goosebumps just thinking about it because they're absolutely killing it.
Yeah.
Like they're doing everything that you should do if you want to be what they're doing, you know? That's just so cool.
I think that speaks a lot to their great management too. I mean, of course, they're putting in all the work. They have the skill, the talent, all the things, but they also have a great team. And not just Rudy, but their whole infrastructure is helping support making this happen. And it's such a feel-good story. That's one of the reasons I think we all migrate to TheWarning.
Yeah.
Besides their awesome abilities, it's like, it's just a good story.
Yeah, they're very lucky to have been born to the family that they were born into, who have guided them into this life.
And supported it, you know?
Of course it takes them to be them in order to do this, because if they weren't who they were, this wouldn't be happening.
Right.
But it started with the family.
Yeah.
And so for them to be able to do that and put everything into these little girls and say, look, if this is what you want to do, it makes me wonder how much of a childhood they actually had, because that's not a child. It's like Michael Jackson, you know, when you want to be that big, that young, that's your life. You are not a kid like most kids.
Yeah.
So it makes me wonder how much did they get to be actual kids.
Yeah.
But regardless of that, they're doing something with a team that almost no one gets to have the way they have it.
That
like this
level of
is
support
so special.
and trust.
It's so special, you know, and it's really fun to see and to be a part of it. Like I feel like we're a part of it early on, even though they've been doing it for 10 years and we just found out about them. I still feel like we're early in their journey. Like they're just taking off. So we're like catching them and we're hanging on to the wings like, hey, take us with you because we're here early. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just really cool. I love how down to earth they are, you know? It's awesome.
It's interesting because on the lines of like they're taking off now, I think we're seeing, because we started early enough in the journey to hear the type of music they started playing, we're hearing the evolution.
Yes.
And we're seeing your comments, those people that were original fans that are like, you know, I'm not sure about some of this new music. It's varying away from what we're used to. We're seeing a little bit of everything is my point, and I enjoy it. You know, I'm here for every single minute of it.
I agree. There's nothing wrong with feeling like that. You know, like if you like the old music, then that's fine, you know what I mean? But as an artist myself and knowing what I've written 15 years ago,
people evolve.
There's no way I'm playing that stuff today.
Right.
You know, like I have no interest in it. So I'm sorry for the people that don't want to hear the new stuff, but you know, it's their craft.
Evolving. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So I wish the people, well, I don't want to say I wish that they enjoyed it. I do wish they enjoyed it, but I'm not mad that they don't.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, look, that's what you like. So
nothing wrong.
I love the direction they're going in right now. It's heavier, it's more produced, which means it's a little bit more well-rounded.
Yeah.
So for me, as a producer myself too and a composer, I like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like seeing the raw, seeing where they come from, all that, it's cool. But I like hearing the evolution and being like, boom, this is the power, this is the product.
So exciting.
Yeah, it is. It's cool.
You know, while we were watching the interview, I kind of was feeling bad because I was like, man, it's just interviews, right? It's not the same as a music video, clearly, but I feel like there were periods of time where we're just like fixated and I didn't want to interrupt or, you know, we were just genuinely watching it. So I hope that this was interesting and helpful and you guys enjoyed it. Let us know if you do. I'm really curious. There were just so many bits that I feel like we said throughout. I don't feel the need to like rehash every little part of it. Kind of like the whole summary for me was how articulate the girls are, what perspective they have, how Pao kind of takes that natural leadership role, how honestly, I really worry that although they're having fun and they're succeeding and doing all the things that they dreamed about, from a personal, like, protective standpoint, I worry about their life, right? Because Allison kind of touched on it, and we all know this a little bit. That's amazing that you're doing all of these great things, but don't keep working towards the future. What about today, right? Always grabbing for the next thing. And I realize the goal is to, you know, be known all over the world and be the rock stars that they are, but God forbid something happen. You know, I want them to be happy and have the space to have like an actual life while they're still young. I just hope that.
Yeah, there's a fine line between enjoying and being in the moment and like grabbing on and holding on and taking off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you can't really stop and lose that momentum.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I
Like
get it.
attention spans are so short. The next big thing will come along if you take a break.
I know.
You know, so right now where they're at, I think that they have to keep going exactly how they're going.
That's what I worry about.
And they're gonna tour and tour and tour and get burnt out, but they're gonna be writing songs while they're on tour as well, because
Yeah.
a lot of bands do that.
Yeah.
Then they're gonna get back home, they're gonna play in February, right? They're gonna write more, and they're gonna probably go right back into the studio because they gotta get that next album out.
Yeah.
You know, they're gonna tour for this one, probably a year, maybe 2 years, but
Right.
they're gonna have to have that next one like already in the pipeline.
Yeah.
And then once that happens, maybe they'll be plateauing. You know, we'll take that same analogy of the airplane, right? So now, when that second album probably is going to be recorded, they might be at cruising altitude by then.
Yeah.
You know, they're at the top. Everyone knows who they are, and
Yeah.
they're just going like this. Once that happens, they'll do that album, they'll probably tour, and then they'll probably be on hiatus for a year or two, and they'll need a break.
I hope so.
They will need
Not
a break.
because I want to break from their music, of course.
Right.
Anybody that's been here before
You want them to
knows
be
that.
good.
Yeah, I just come from a place of love where I want them to enjoy their lives. My area of expertise is in time management for large corporations and government. So when I hear things like, you know, schedule, no schedule at home, my like instant ears perk up. I'm like, what do you mean? And even just, although I know there's dynamics that I don't know about, I also know about how to run large things. And so if you kind of scale that to an actual band, just in that kind of arena.
She runs large things all the time.
No, I think where I'm going with this is like, protect a time. I think that there's a way to do this where it doesn't have to be so chaotic of a schedule when you're at home. I mean,
It's just going to take time
but yeah.
for them to get to that point.
I guess, I know. I'm going off on a rant. I just want to make sure that these girls are happy and that they don't burn out before they hit cruising altitude, right? So
It's like
all from a place of love.
You know, when you see those surfing videos from like Australia or Hawaii or something, and they're on like the 80-foot wave, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, this is them. They're like hitting that wave right now, and they're getting to the top of it, and they're about to just cruise down, and it's gonna be insane, and then they're gonna get to the beach, and then they're gonna get the chill. That's in like the next 2 hours. You know what? 2 hours. 2
Shit.
years.
Yeah.
In
Really
2 hours,
speeding up that
they're
timeline, boy.
chilling. Yeah, so
I understand what you mean, though.
It'll get there.
I hope so for them.
And I feel for them too, because like I know what they're going through, and it's just back to back to back to back, and you get no time.
I mean, you guys know every single one of us has been through a situation in our lives where there's so much in a compressed period of time where it's like it takes your breath away, and it's not until you can get some perspective and have some time just to do. Sometimes it takes time just to decompress. Like people go on these week-long vacations. Sometimes it takes that long just to like turn off.
Yeah, you need a vacation from the vacation.
Yeah, like so. Anyways, I know I've gone off on this rant. I just want more than anything for these girls to not burn out too soon and to be happy in their lives.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And, you know, we've taken quite a bit of your time, but thank you very much, Paul and Guy. You guys rock.
Yeah.
Really appreciate it. And if you guys, any of you Warning Army out there would like to get some of our brand new merch that Ninja designed herself,
Lots coming too.
Make sure you hit this link, and we want to see you guys in it if you do get some. So take some pictures and tag us on Facebook, on Instagram, or email her at sickbusinessmanager@gmail.com.
Yeah, I want to see.
And we want to see you guys in The Warning or even our own branded stuff. So it's a big way to help support the channel. Or you can just donate for a song or drop some comments. But we just love hearing from you guys. And we love being a part of this. Like, we are all the Warning Army, and we are all the music lovers and everything. So we're thankful for you guys, and I'm gonna shut up and get out of here. But before we do, y'all know what's up, my friends. Hit that thumbs up if you like the video. Hit that subscribe button if you're not yet subscribed.
Thank you.
And we'll see y'all soon, friends.
Peace.
Peace.